Hello everyone, I am Viper9, formerly known as High-Tech Dragon. With this new year also comes a new decade, so I thought it was a good time to say thank you to my subscribers and the people who might be following me without subscribing, that's also cool. And also go over the things that has happened to my channel in the last decade. So why not just start out with the creation of my channel back in 2012. I always say 2020 instead of 2012. Anyways, back in 2012 I created my channel. I had like no idea of how you made a channel, like how you were supposed to upload videos, what kind of videos, that kind of like standard stuff I'm thinking for most YouTube creators. I'm of course a small YouTube creator, as it's pretty obvious. Anyways, my first video was a Nerf video, and I've done a lot of Nerf videos since then. I don't actually think it's as many as Bionicle videos, but it's a few. Then we'll rocket ready. Yeah, it's about 35 minutes left on this year and this goddamn decade, so people are a little bit early already. Yay! And I go out and blow something up as well. Gotta take Arctron with me on this little celebration. Anyways, back to the recap. I think it was in 2015 that I created my first timeline, and that Arctron, then known as High-Tech Dragon, funny enough, was created. Also Drendor, well actually no, I don't know if Drendor was created back then, but I know that Karmadon, Marauder and Arctron were around that time. So back then I also created my first timeline. That timeline was called The Strike of Legends. It was the first one where also the introduction to my universe, to Arctron, and to a few other characters, including my first Makuta as well, which was an absolute bullshit thing. The voice I used to do for that Makuta character absolutely ruined my voice for a while. It hurted so much. I've done other timelines as well. Each one has come with either an audiobook, a lot of mocks, maybe some music, a music video, or maybe even a stop motion. The one after the Strike of Legends, I think this was also in 2015, was the Wrath of the Dark Lords. I was gonna do a proper stop motion for that, but I failed after I think it was even like the first chapter. No, not in the first chapter, the first freaking video. The one after that was, I think it was Fall of Karsan. Fall of Karsan, I did make sort of a stop motion series for it. I did, however, stop that, as I didn't really find it too enjoyable anymore. I did get some very interesting people's attention on though. Specifically one of my biggest role models in the Bionicle community. After that, I'm pretty sure it was the Time of the Titans. That's when I built the giant version of Marauder and the giant version of Karmadon. You know, the ones with the super tiny waist. Yeah, those fell over like domino bricks all the time. It was pretty annoying. After Fall of Karsan, I'm pretty sure that it was the Dawn of Time, which got its own audiobook as well, in a kind of like Christmas story. So it was one chapter for each day up to Christmas, from the 1st of December to the 24th of September. No, the 1st of December to the 24th of December, not September. So the audiobook that I created with the Dawn of Time was probably my most ambitious project I've done in, I guess, the BioTube community. Although mostly for myself. It was kind of like, it was supposed to close out the Karsan universe, which is the name of my own Bionicle universe. Of course it didn't. Well, it technically did, but it still didn't, as the characters still live on in another universe, and some are a little bit lost here and there, like Arctron and Drendor and Cyrax, a character that you'll only know about if you've watched some of my latest videos, or actually listen through the entire damn book, which if you have, major props to you, thank you so much. Right now I'm in a timeline called The Lawless, and that follows Arctron on his journeys through a kind of like pirate-filled asteroid belt. I know it sounds a hell of a lot like the Forsaken DLC for Destiny 2 and the Reef map. I don't remember the name of it right now. Anyways, it's not supposed to be that. I guess it's inspired, but yeah. There's also a separate universe called the Dawnbringer universe, which is the universe that now Marauder controls. You'll know all about that if you listen to the book. Again, if you have, major props to you. I've also done a hell of a lot of Nerf videos. I've done, excuse me, but shit ton of gameplay videos with my very good friends. For example, Norman. If you watch my gameplay videos, you'll know exactly who that is. An amazing Portuguese guy that is just amazing. Let's just say that. He also was the inspiration for Marauder, as he's the inspiration. Like the inspiration from Marauder comes from Shockwave. Norman's name is kind of Shockwave, as it's also his favorite Transformers character, and that's why he looks like that. It was supposed to be his kind of like self-mock that I built for him. Arctron, if you're interested in where the name Arctron comes from, it comes from Destiny, kind of. The Arc is from Destiny as the Arc subclass, as I always play Arc, or if I not play Void. But it's electricity, so I love that. So it also fits with Arctron, as he's an element, he's also the electrical element. The Dron comes from Dragon, but shortened down, so it's Arc Dragon, Arctron. Ta-da! I've also created a few more races. Since I started out, like when I started out my Bionicle universe, I basically had nothing in it. It was completely empty. It was like, let's say, like the Big Bang back in 2015. That's where I started. That's where the characters that you know and love today, like Arctron and Chromodon and Drendor, Marauder, started appearing. And then I have just added on to this universe. Now I have beasts, I have animals, I have dragons, I have gods and demons and different factions, brothers and sisters and families, yada yada yada, you know it. You name it. I have it all now. I even have 3 different universes technically. I've also banded up with 2 amazing Bionicle builders. One can be found on YouTube by Sterex Productions, a really cool guy. He's made some of the most craziest flippin' mocks that I've ever seen. One is called Norix. Please go check that out. That thing is an absolute fucking massive beast, and it's a shame that he took it apart, but it was really gold worth. Another one is called a Nocturnus. I do not remember his name on YouTube, but it's probably something around there. Also an amazing guy. He's working on his self-mock Nocturnus, and both Sterex and Nocturnus has been featured in the Dawn of Time book. Yet again, if you listen to it, major props to you. So if you listen through the Dawn of Time book, then you'll notice that it's someone in almost every single chapter narrating it and reading through. That guy is an amazing guy that is, for all I know, very active in the Bionicle community. I do not remember his name completely, but I'm pretty sure that it's Iron Claw something. An amazing guy. He read through the entire book, chapter by chapter, completely for free, as I really liked his voice. Still do. And just for the fact that he actually read through it for free, chapter by chapter, and got progressively better as he did, made me so happy. That made my 2017 amazing. The fact that I could actually have my own audiobook being split up in chapters, kind of like an advent calendar, by day there's a new chapter. I would narrate the beginning up until I think it was like 15 or 16 probably, where I stopped. And then it was back, and that was back in, on Christmas Eve. Actually on Christmas Eve night here in Sweden, that my friend then, Iron Claw, narrated the entirety, the intro, the outro, and the entire final chapter of The Dawn of Time. And it was so amazing to just put together the entire book. And I would just want to thank you, Iron Claw, so much for reading the entire book. It means so much to me that someone actually read it. And the fact that you did it for free is also absolutely amazing. Thank you. It means the world to me. In that book, you'll also hear someone called Dale Spartan 119, an amazing friend of mine from Canada, who made the voice for Bolt. I did the voice for quite a few of the characters. You'll see it like in the roster. You'll see the character names and who voiced them. Norman also voiced a few characters, like his own self, Mark Mrodder. He also voiced Karzan, one of the god brothers that I have. And then I had another one of my friends called Sergeant Caboose. I think it's like Sergeant Caboose 9 or something like that. But he's a really cool friend that I know in real life, in my hometown. A real cool dude. He did the voice for Madral Door. He's also done a few other voices. He also narrated one of the chapters. I think it was the second chapter that he narrated. Really thankful for that. Thank you so much for that. I've had probably a few other people also do voices in that, but I'm just gonna close out that chapter. The Dawn of Time is probably my absolute best project I've ever done on this channel, and I'm so thankful that I got to do it. So if you followed my channel even further back, or maybe you have followed it when I wasn't actually uploading that much Bionicle but more gameplays, you'll also know about my about my machinimas and my gameplays. Norman, who also, as I said before, made a voice for Karzan and Marauder, has been in a hell of a lot of my videos, and I'm so thankful. Thank you, Norman, for being in those videos and making them amazing, because you're absolute crazy person that you are, made them amazing. Thank you so much. Norman and the other of my friends in my past gaming community also inspired an entire machinima, a massive machinima that has been redone 3 times, and I'm currently writing the script for the 4th version of it, and it's called Halo Activation. If you don't know what it is, please go and look it up. The first version got shut down, well, at least the sound, by I think it was like Warner Bros, whatever. It's a real shame that that happened, but it did allow me to make a new version of it that was even better. In that, for example, I voice act Dale Spartan 119, did before Norman voice acts, a few of my friends voice acts, and it has characters that are inspired by characters from other machinimas. There's an entire story behind it, and the further you look into the characters and into the story of the machinima, you'll start to notice some pretty dark and disturbing lore behind the characters. Some lore you may even make up on yourself, because maybe I haven't actually seen the amazing potential with the characters yet. But that's all about that. Halo Activation was an amazing project that I'm still working on, and I still want to perfect, as it's one of my life goals right now, to perfect Halo Activation and make it the best that it can be. Another project that I had back in the day was the Nerf Secrets. That was first divided up in different parts. I don't remember how many parts, but there were quite a few. And then a few other like loose end videos, like a few spring specials, winter specials, and whatnot. Actually, ended up joining up with that like live action Nerf video as well, because it was a Nerf project. So I've done 3 projects: a Nerf project, a machinima project, and a book project. I don't count my stop motion series as projects, as they're not that long lasting, as the other ones has taken up to like half a year, or for an activation it's taken me about 5 years at this point to actually make the damn thing. But Nerf Secrets was a really amazing experience to do, and it stretches from my pre-teens, back when I was probably like 13, even maybe even 12. I don't actually remember how young I was, but I had long hair at least, and I was just starting out with movie making, and it was also amazing to do that. I used Movie Maker, and I would just look it through and be like, oh, this is so amazing. Now that I look back, of course it looks a little bit rubbish, but some good memories. I met some good friends, I made good friends, and we had a blast of a time. And now we can look back at it and cringe the hell out of the damn thing, because it's so cringy to look at. But anyways, those three were my projects that I've had during this decade, and I'm so thankful that I've been able to do them. And I'm looking forward to another 10 years of crazy projects, more mocks. Expect like another bajillion versions of Arctron, because he's only had 5 years on his belt and he's already up at like version 8.3 at this point, I think. So expect a hell of a lot more versions of him, and probably a few other characters. Maybe even some new characters. And heck, if you have any ideas for future projects, or you want to be in Sample Halo Activation, or you want me to write another book, maybe you want me to like summarize the entire like Bible of my Bionicle universe, please tell me so in the comments. It would be amazing to know what you want to have. But with that, I just want to say thank you for this last decade, thank you for sticking up with me, and thank you for allowing me to do the amazing things that I've done, and that you've done. All the comments, and all the subscribers, all the likes, everything. Thank you so very much, and I'm looking forward to a hell of a good next decade in the 2020s. The decade where I probably go insane because I've done so many versions of Arctron. But anyways, thank you so much for listening to my blabbering on, and I'll go out and join the other crazy bastards firing rockets in the sky. So I'll see you next decade, boys and girls, and whatever the hell you are, helicopters and dogs and cats and cows and whatever. I'll see you. Bye bye.